Larry Landless with the FightGame.tv. I'm still here at the Anaheim Honda Center, still here at the Affliction show, and guess who I'm standing next to? Yeah, that's right, Bill Goldberg, the man, wrestling phenom, star of the Longest Yard and many other things. He's the man. Bill, how are you, sir?
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. It's a monumental night here in MMA history. You know, Affliction came out and they put themselves on the map with a great card, and it was, you know, coming as a fan and not having to work at an MMA event, I mean, it was awesome. It was great.
Hey, which fight stood out the most in your mind? Which one fight was just the one that you put your signature to and say, hey, that's Affliction?
Josh Barnett's my boy, man.
I thought so.
Josh is my boy. I love him to death. I've known him for a long time, and you know, the card really needed that knockout at that time. It really did. I mean, I love Sylvia. I love all these guys. I have big respect for a lot of them, and you know, but the reality is that the main event went as most people planned, and you know, it was a great night of fighting, man. It was awesome. You know, the thing that stands out in my mind more so than anything else in this night is that it didn't feel like a fight card. Didn't feel like being at a fight.
Felt like a party.
It felt like a party, which is hats off to Todd and Affliction, man, because they were able to set that stage. They've been throwing, you know, Affliction stuff to us guys for a long time, and they knew what they were doing the whole time.
This ain't Affliction, man.
No, but
this is Malice, baby.
You know what I meant. And I'm not wearing Affliction either, you know. But
yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they're smart. They knew how to market, and then if they had MMA, you know, in the back of their minds, man, they did a hell of a job at doing it. So
inaugural show, great job, sold out arena.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. Anytime you can come into the pond. I mean, the last time I was here was the UFC, and I mean, it was a different type of atmosphere, no question. They've definitely got their following. They got great fighters. They got a great promotion. But for what Affliction did on the first freaking card, man, and having the fights that they were able to put together and have the talent and have the people come out here, it was like a family atmosphere. Not a family. It was like a party. You know, everybody was a part of it. It was like a brothering kind of deal. And they've been able to, in one show, I think, capture something that no other promotion has ever been able to do, which I think is a really cool deal.
On the first show, too. Yeah, that's amazing. You hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's great. And at the end of the night, no matter what the talent is, no matter how big the fans, no matter how many seats they sell, the fights have to dictate what the night's going to be all about. And they had some good fights for sure. You know, they put together a card that was unparalleled. You see what the UFC did to counter it. You know, the UFC's doing whatever they can do to be the Vince McMahon of mixed martial arts. They try to monopolize the business and go to try to bury the other guys, when the reality is, everybody listen to me out there, the reality is that when one promotion prospers, we all prosper, okay? Remember that. Everybody out there, whether you're with the promotion or whether you're a fan, it's good for the betterment of the business. Remember that, a business. It's not a monopoly. It's a business. Thank you.
Good sport, good guys. Seen a lot of old faces, a lot of people I haven't seen for a while. It was great to see people out here giving it all they got. I was really impressed with Orlovsky and Sylvia, you know, coming in. Everybody, man. Guys I haven't seen for a while. Pedro Hizzo, Josh Barnett, man. They all put together a good show. Vitor Belfort, I mean, Savant Young.
Dude, look at the card, man. It's awesome for guys that have been involved in the game as a fan or commentator or whatever it may be for a long period of time. I'm honored and privileged to be here when such a good card is put together, because they're few and far between these days. Usually it's one fight or usually it's two fights. It's not stacked with a group of guys who at one time were UFC heavyweight champions or a Pride heavyweight champion. I mean, that's, and you got a Gary Goodrich walking around here. You know, I mean, look at this.
Gary Goodrich, man. My man.
All right, excellent.
How are you, Gary?
How you doing? You going next one?
Absolutely.
Right,
I'll be
good.
there. The 11th?
September,
Yeah, September 11th. The only reason I'm going is because you're going, right?
Exactly. Absolutely.
You're going to teach me how to drink this time, right?
Certainly. I'm not
Good
very
luck.
good at it, but I'll show you.
You're very good.
Good luck
Ladies,
to you,
sorry,
man.
gentlemen,
We'll see.
sorry.
No, that's fine. It's good to have you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Gary Goodrich coming in, and Bill Goldberg showing some love to a really awesome veteran fighter who's obviously always puts it on the line, Mr. Gary Goodrich.
That's what it's all about, man. I mean,
Respect the athletes.
it's wonderful to see up-and-coming guys, but it's also really needed to pat the guys on the back who put this fucking sport on the map. Pardon my French, but if it wasn't for Pedro Hizzo or a Josh Barnett or a Gary Goodrich or a Randy Couture, there wouldn't be any of this UFC Ultimate Fight Night, or there wouldn't be Elite XC, there wouldn't be this, there wouldn't be that. Those guys cemented the legacy, and you need to pat them on the back. You can't discard
Absolutely. They haven't done no wrong. They committed no crimes. They're putting it on the line.
Yeah.
I respect them, and it's serious business getting in there. Trust me, I know.
It's awesome, and trust me, I don't know. I contemplated it many a time, but the reality is that I'm too old, and even back in the day, if it was presented to me, I mean, I may have done it and I may not have. But the fact is that I've been a fan, since the Embryotics. Man, I've been watching. I watch stuff. I've seen stuff that people don't even know before Pancrase, the UWF stuff. I mean, I've seen stuff. I watched it all when I studied to become a wrestler, and that's what gave me the appreciation.
The shoot wrestlers of Japan before the Pancrase organization, when Ken Shamrock was in it, before Suzuki and Funaki branched off.
Absolutely, man. I mean, those are the guys that's what started it. Yeah. And as many people out there as scoff at professional wrestlers getting either involved or being around it, that's where this thing came from, ladies and gentlemen. So, Josh Barnett, probably number 3 heavyweight in the world. Guess what he does in his spare time in Japan? Oh, he's a professional wrestler. So you got a problem with that? You talk to Josh Barnett about that. You talk to Goldberg about that. But the reality is you got to give everybody the props, because whether it's professional wrestling, whether it's Greco-Roman wrestling, whether it's any type of amateur wrestling, whether it's the shoot, the Pancrase over in Japan, whatever it is, it all is a combination into what we see and what we love right now. So,
Combat, that's what it's all about, right?
That's what it's all about, man.
Just like on the football field.
You got it.
Yeah, I wish I had the guts to do what you did on the football field, boy.
I don't know if it was guts, more stupidity.
No, it was guts, man.
It was a lot of fun.
If I could have been there, I would have been there, but I wasn't good enough. You were, so my hat's off to you. Respect. This is Larry Landless with the FightGame.tv. Bill Goldberg, the man, the legend. We're at the pond. We're at the Honda Center, in Anaheim, at the Affliction show. Go get him.
Go Whamma.